Do realtors actually need social media in today's landscape? Obviously, we've all heard if you don't adapt, you'll die. And in this video, I'm going to go over exactly why I think you should be on social media as a realtor. I'm that agent Kelly. I help realtors attract more clients via the usage of social media. And if you're into that, please do subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Like this video. And if you want to get access into the newsletter, where I provide more information just like this via written form, you can sign up below in the description. Now, before I go over why I think realtors do need social media, I want to go over what the progression of a realtor's career actually looks like. Most realtors I talk to, whether they're brand new or they've been in the industry for like 10 years, talk about how they eventually want to get out of real estate, get out of selling real estate and onto bigger and better things. Even realtors that just got licensed last week have a plan to eventually get out of being a realtor. And it's typically something like this, right? The progression of a realtor's career basically since the beginning of time, aside from up until 8 years ago, has looked something like this. You become a realtor, the first 5 years of your career suck, and then the next 5 to 10 years of your career are the prosperous years where you actually make money and have disposable income. During this time period, realtors start getting high on their own supply and they start buying investment property. And then somewhere after 10 plus years in the industry, you can become a developer, a full-time investor, a flipper, or you could even start your own brokerage. And that's typically what realtors have done since the beginning of time. And for some people, they might get out of selling real estate at the 10-year mark, and other people might take 20, 25 years. But very roughly, that's what a realtor's career looks like. You sell homes until you own enough homes to get out of selling real estate, or you build an infrastructure that allows you to make money off of other people selling real estate. And here's the problem I see with all of these models currently. So one, it will likely take pretty much forever these days to get to a point where you own enough cash flowing real estate that you can actually retire off of the income that you get from the real estate. Today, interest rates are much higher and home valuations are much higher, and rents aren't anywhere close to the amount of expenses you have to pay to own those properties. For a very long time, property was very cheap, the rents were good, and you could be cash flow positive, and you could buy a lot more properties because they were cheaper and it was easier to get the down payment to buy those properties. So I don't think buying investment property is a viable way to get out of selling real estate. It's just gonna take way too long in my opinion. Two, being a developer is great and probably the best way of the traditional methods to get out of selling real estate today. However, what I don't like about it is you are completely at the mercy of the markets. You have very little control over how you actually make your money. And for example, you're seeing it a lot today. Developers that have been in the industry 20, 30 years are now going out of business because of one bad year in real estate. Three, flipping, again, completely at the mercy of the markets. How you make your money is not completely out of your control, but a large percentage of how you make your money is the market performing somewhat well. And four, starting a brokerage is possible, but it's extremely difficult. It's a very expensive model with very low margins, and it's very difficult to scale. So why do realtors need social media? Realtors need social media because eventually you probably don't want to be a realtor anymore. There are lots of realtors who make way more money than I do cold calling and door knocking. However, those conventional methods of prospecting, the only way to get out of selling real estate is to do something conventional like buy property, become a developer, etc., etc. If you generate leads the traditional way, then your only exit out of real estate is the traditional way. And I don't say this to be negative because real estate is an amazing career and I really do love what I do. However, you're eventually going to get bored and you're going to want to move on to something new, bigger, and better. In any industry or field, there's always another level above whatever it is you're doing that has higher leverage on your time with higher potential income received. And why specifically social media is once you've built that organic following, it is going to be the highest leverage on your time with the highest potential income. Outside of being an investor that's worth tens of millions of dollars and just owns a bunch of property that, pays them money. There's a guy I love to follow. His name is 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐒. He makes basically 5 million USD per year selling courses, working 2 or 3 hours a day. He just makes content and sells courses. You're not going to get that leverage from pretty much anything else, at least not in the brick and mortar world. So it's my opinion that if you're gonna be a realtor and sell real estate, if you're gonna be a plumber, if you're gonna be an accountant, if you're gonna be anything in the brick and mortar world where you sell a service or a product or whatever, you might as well build a following while you're doing that. Why not make the primary method of lead generation for those businesses social media and just kill two birds with one stone? Generate leads for your current business while building your future business. I almost treat it like I'm building a media company. And if I'm successful in building the media company, then I indirectly get to sell real estate because of my success with the media company. But now with this media company, I can also start to sell eyeballs. And that's exactly what I'm doing. In March, I made $6,000 just shooting videos for other companies. I can start a course on how other realtors can leverage social media and sell that to the people who follow my brand, which I'm doing. And the link is down in the description. I can leverage my personal brand to charge a fee to speak on stage at certain events. I can leverage all of the eyeballs that I've acquired over the years of creating content to sell real estate to then transition to a business model that has better leverage on my time. Social media is bigger than just real estate. This is how you set yourself up for the rest of your life. This is how you get financial freedom. This is how you get time freedom, and this is how you get geographical freedom. As a realtor, you can systemize your business to the point where you have time freedom and financial freedom, meaning you have a lot of time and you make a lot of money, but pretty rare that you ever see anybody really get geographical freedom. Like, you'll pretty much never be able to live in Scottsdale, Arizona and sell 80 homes a year in Vancouver, BC. I'm sure it's been done somewhere, but the overall percentage chance that you're actually gonna get to that point is extremely, extremely, extremely low. Another thing that realtors don't like to talk about is the fact that AI is coming. Like, realtor may not even be a viable job in the next 8 to 10 years. And that being a case, building a personal brand / being a creator / building a following is job security. Once you've built a good enough following, you have a good enough amount of eyeballs, you've set a new floor on your income. It becomes difficult for you to make less than a certain amount of money because you have so many eyeballs on you all the time. All you need to do is put a product or service in front of those eyeballs, and a certain percentage of those eyeballs should convert regardless of what you're selling, just because it's you setting a new floor under your income and giving you job security. So get on social media for more help with this. Subscribe to the channel, like this video. I'm that Agent Kelly. I'm making moves to move you. Peace.